So, when I first started working with CMASAS, I asked my coworkers to describe for me what our students are like. So I said, give me one example. And immediately they responded, oh, Maude, you need to know about her. She's amazing. She's compassionate, tenacious, and full of entrepreneurial grit. She can do anything. That's what I was told. So when I was asked to coordinate graduation this year, and we began to talk about which of our alumni to ask to come to speak as our alumni commencement speaker, Maude was our obvious first choice. So coincidentally, it turns out that she had landed a major internship this summer in San Diego. So she did exactly what has become expected of Maude. She filled up her gas tank, took on this tremendous responsibility with grace, and after an epic road trip all the way from Boston, after stopping, I think, to see some red pandas in Tennessee, or Chattanooga, right? For my Tennessee fans out there. She came all the way to meet with us here today. It's with great honor that I present to you this year's alumni commencement speaker, Maude Gorman.
Well, first of all, I want to say welcome. Can I take this off, actually? That'd be great. No? Maybe? Yes, I can. Okay. So I hate to kind of steal Tim's thunder here, but I completely agree with the thought of just kind of speaking from up here, opposed to up here. So I have been planning a speech for months now, actually, and this great team of people have offered to revise it for me and look over it, and it's a beautiful speech, and I'm so sorry you're not going to be able to hear it. But what I want to say is actually to each of the graduates, because I'm sure you're going to be asked this several times from your moment on. And that question is, where did you go to high school? And that's kind of a hard question to answer sometimes when you went to an online high school. And having been here at CMA and graduating in 2013, I've kind of always wondered, how do I respond? Well, I went to Christopher McAuliffe Academy, and then they're like, oh, where's that? I'm like, well, there is a physical building. It's in Oregon, but I went online, and it was wonderful. And they're like, oh, okay, so how are your teachers? And I'm like, well, I've never actually met them, but they are the people that have educated me and made me the woman I am today. And without them, I'm not so sure I'd be able to create a thesis statement for college. And I'm proud to say I actually graduated from college a few weeks ago. So CMA has been a huge part of my life. Thank you. Thank you. Today's about these graduates, though, so I'm not. And before CMA, I was actually a high school dropout. So to be a college graduate and to even get into college was something that I never thought would happen. And that kind of goes to what I'm going to say to you guys today. And that is that in this world, you're going to encounter so many different people that say, you know what, you can't do something. They're going to tell you you're not tall enough. They're going to tell you you're not pretty enough. You're not smart enough. You're not charismatic enough. There's always something that you are not enough. And my response to that has always been to prove people wrong. PPW. That is what I like to say. And when someone really makes you mad, when someone kind of does something to wrong you, a lot of us like to think of revenge, right? How can I get back at this person? No. The best revenge, in my opinion, is ultimate success. Nothing says, hey, I'm above all this hate, like flying and doing your thing and being happy and confident in who you are. So what I want, if I can leave you with one thing today, is to be confident in your journey. Never ever feel ashamed of the high school that you went to because it wasn't a normal school. And I know that you might encounter people who kind of question your education or, you know, where you went, and maybe they're confused by the online platform. Let them be confused. They don't get to experience firsthand how amazing Christopher McAuliffe Academy is. It is tailored individually to each student. It allows you to really discover who you are, and I can confidently say that if it wasn't for CMA, I would not be the person I am today. I would have never been Miss Massachusetts. I never would even be standing here. Who knows? I might be in a jail cell somewhere, to be honest. Yeah. But if there's one thing that is wonderful and beautiful about this day, it's you guys. And so this is going to be a little weird, and I hope that none of you feel put on the spot, but I'm going to come around with this microphone, and I would love for each of you to maybe just say one or two things about what CMA means to you. You guys think you could do that? And if you don't feel comfortable, you don't have to say anything, but I would love to give each of you a moment right now, kind of just to speak on behalf of your experience, because I'd love to share this spotlight with you, because this day is all about you guys. So And as an alumni, I also want to be one of the first to welcome you as an alumni. I'm so sorry that I'm like kind of not facing you guys. I'm so excited to be looking at these caps and gowns. So do you mind if I start with you? Is that okay? Yeah, okay.
Let me just think for a moment. I think this school means to me being confident in everything you do and just supporting us all the way with everything we do, and yeah, just being confident.
Oh, wow. So, so basically just independence and stuff like that.
I definitely do my best work when I'm interested in what I'm doing, and CMAS AS has definitely helped me stay interested in my work, and I feel like I can really be motivated to get to work when I feel that way.
Y'all took my answers. I guess it means that I can be comfortable with all the teachers that I work with, and I get to meet some cool people.
So CMASAS means a lot to me because I think without CMASAS I actually wouldn't be graduating from high school. And they provided me with the flexibility and resources that I need to graduate, and so it means a lot.
Going off of what they said, yeah, like, honestly, like, just the independence part of it and, you know, the customization of, like, your schoolwork and, like, what you're doing, it makes it so much more interesting and it makes you care about it more.
It basically means my whole life to me because it made me able to dream both of my dreams that I had, which is playing tennis and being able to go to college. So
Krista McAuliffe was like a haven to be creative and successful, like all in your own way.
This school has meant a lot to me because being able to have the freedom to choose my classes and to have such a cool, unique opportunity really helped me like discover who I am and discover what I want to do with my life.
CMAS means like flexibility to me and being able to do classes on my own time.
The words I think about when I think of Chris McAuliffe is freedom, flexibility, independence, and that just allows you to live your own life.
Thank you guys so much. I know that was a little weird. I put you all on the spot, but you did awesome. So one of the reasons I just wanted to ask you guys all to do that is because you are going to feel like that forever. So I just graduated college, like I said, and I am still like so excited about CMA. I talk about it every chance I get. I love when people actually ask me when I go to high school because I'm like, I have such a unique story to tell right now. I'm like, you want to hear? I went to 5, but I can tell you about the one that I really liked the most. And so if there's one story I'm going to share with you right now, it may sound a little silly. Is everyone familiar with Winnie the Pooh? Okay. So growing up, you know, I've collected Eeyores my whole life. And I remember waking up in the mornings, wanting that extra hour myself, and turning to my Eeyore and saying, you know what, I have to get out of bed and just leave Eeyore by himself right now. But the reason I'm bringing up Eeyore right now is to kind of give you a happier story of resiliency. And Eeyore, he's someone that, you know, he hasn't had the best luck in life. Definitely not, you know, he always loses his tail, but he never stops looking for his tail until he finds it. And if you notice, he always has this wonderful group of people around him that whenever he loses his tail, they're like, where's Eeyore's tail? We gotta go find Eeyore's tail. And he finds his tail no matter what. You know, sometimes they try to replace it with like a balloon or something silly, but it always ends up working out for him. And also he's got a stick house. His gloomy place is what they call it, I think. And whenever that house falls, you always see Eeyore just rebuilding his house. He may be a little bit realistic with the world in some certain ways and see a little bit depressed, and you know, but he always looks on the bright side. He never gives up. So if there's one thing I can say, it's actually coming from Eeyore himself, if donkeys could speak, and that is, never doubt that a little consideration and a little thought for others can make all the difference. And that's kind of why the reason I'm bringing up Eeyore right now is because there's always an opportunity in your life to make a difference and to help other people. This morning I was actually over at Oceanside Pier doing a beach cleanup. I'm someone that loves to volunteer and give back, and that's something that, you know, you can do in so many different realms of life. So whatever you're interested in, I urge you to just go out there, try to find volunteer opportunities. People love when you're like, hey, I'm here to help, and I'm here to help for free. They love it. They won't say no to you. So definitely always be looking for that next opportunity. And that's the last thing I'm going to leave you with today, because I'm sure you guys are all anxious to get your diplomas, huh? Yeah, and you're hungry, I bet. And from my understanding, there's some really yummy food there. I regret wearing white because there is a chocolate fountain. But thank you guys so much. It has been such an honor to speak here today. And like I said, welcome, fellow alumni.